everyone! My name is Alice, and I'm your friendly neighborhood scientist. So today I'll be talking to you guys about the horrors of pesticides. Hashtag true story. So before we get into everything, let me just give you a scenario to think about. Let's say you're walking along and you come across your favorite fast food place, and you think to yourself, oh, I really want to have a burger and fries right now. That'll hit the right spot. And that's exactly what you do. So you go in and get yourself a burger and fries. And you'll be sitting there enjoying your food, completely unaware of what you're consuming because you think it may be fast food and it might be unhealthy, but at least it has vegetables on it, right? Well, not exactly. You see, vegetables aren't always as healthy as you think because of pesticides. Pesticides not only reduce the nutritional value of the vegetables you eat, but they can cause serious harm and damage to the environment you're living in. Now, to expand on that a bit more, when you think of a typical farm, you might be expecting something like a home garden that your grandmother has, or perhaps you imagine a greenhouse like you've seen in the movies. Sadly, the truth nowadays is that many farms have been industrialized and use toxic pesticides in order to grow enough food. This is because of the sheer volume of food that industrial sized farms produce. They often do not have enough natural plant predators to defend the plants, so they have to compensate with pesticides. Now, these pesticides are not only harmful to the farmers to a point where they need to wear a gas mask and other protective gear to ensure their health and safety is not jeopardized, but it can also reduce the nutritional value in our food. Another sad reality of this industry is that many farmers can't even afford this protective gear, so they're experiencing a major decline in their health. After collecting the vegetables and fruits from these farms, they are often sent to facilities and factories where they are further processed to ensure they look ripe, even without developing flavor or nutrition. These factories are both expensive to upkeep and further harm the environment by producing toxic gases and oil spills in the lakes. This can lead to dire consequences for our environment. Some results can include fish losing their homes because the water is so contaminated with pesticides, both directly and indirectly from factories that have to produce and process the food that is grown using pesticides. In fact, when a large-scale study was conducted by researchers in a variety of labs across Germany to see how invertebrates in lakes are doing after being exposed to pesticides, they found that pesticides were 91 times more toxic than any other stress-inducing substance. Now, this can be any substance from pharmaceuticals all the way to oxygen deficiency. Think about it. Pesticides are more lethal to these organisms living in our lakes than a lack of oxygen. And the crazy thing about this is that these invertebrates, which are tiny bugs in lakes, were tested in places where the safety regulations were followed, and the amount of pesticides used was within safety regulations. However, researchers found that there was a higher amount of pesticides in the stream than what was actually considered safe afterwards. This was while following current regulations in place. This means that we have to take precautions and review all of our safety regulations regarding pesticide use because there's clearly a problem in the system if all safety regulations are being followed and the requirements are being met, but there's more pesticides. Now, don't fret, friends. We can still save the environment if we act fast and smart. One of the ways scientists found to reduce the use of pesticides is to use genetically modified organisms. In other words, these are called GMOs. These help the plants become stronger and fight against all the harsh conditions that they live in and all the bugs without having to undergo pesticide use, which allows them to have higher nutritional value and helps reduce toxicity. You may have heard people say things about GMOs, about how they don't trust it. But GMOs have not harmed anyone on record within the last 60 years. So if you ever get the option to choose between vegetables grown with pesticides or genetically modified organisms, choose GMOs. Now that you've watched a short video, you're probably curious about this. The good news is that you don't have to go to the library for hundreds of hours to learn about this. You can learn about this from the comfort of your own home, or at a cafe, or at school. Wherever you are, as long as you have a phone and a stable internet connection, you're good to go. Now, maybe you just need the right resource because you're too scared that you're going to look online and find fake information. How do you know who to trust? Well, if you ever want reliable and helpful information, you can always look at the National Pesticide Information Center's website. They have all the latest up to date information about pesticide use in our current farms. You can even help solve this issue. One thing you can do to help solve this is support your local farmers. They often do not farm on an industrial sized level, so they don't have to use as many pesticides because they are able to target specific plants with much less damage to the food, plants, and overall surrounding environment. Supporting local farmers helps their business and helps you get a nutritional meal. Since you've just learned about pesticides, don't forget to educate your friends and family about this issue. Let them know about their food because this will change their eating habits for the better and work to save our environment. Well, friends, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my salad made with ingredients bought from my local farmers, and I hope you do the same. See y'all next time. Thanks for watching.